So lately, I've been having a lot of weird premonitions, and the weird thing is these visions haven't really been coming from me. They've been coming from other people, and they tell me that they've been having like visions of me. So the first instance of this was maybe like last week. There's this old guy I work with, and I talk to him sometimes. Like you can tell he's like a kind of lonely dude. Like he talks about his cats and like his past, and like, I just let him talk. I don't really say much in our conversations. And then sometimes he'll go off on like weird tangents, and I'll just kind of half listen and be like, "Yep, yep." But there's one thing he said that kind of freaked me out a little bit. He was like, "Yeah, I had a vision of you," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, you were standing right here. We were at work." But he was talking about like it's an omen or something. I'm like, huh? Like that's like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, man. It might be a sign or something. So that was the first instance. That kind of freaked me out. And then earlier today, I was at work and I got a call from my auntie. And she's like, call me when you wake up. And I'm thinking like she has some bad news or whatever. But I call her up. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, oh, hey, nephew, how you doing? She was like, I was praying and I had a vision of you. I had a premonition of you. And God was telling me that you were having a rough time and you were going through some stuff. And so she was like, so I want you to tell me what's going on. And I'm caught off guard, I'm like, I'm good, like, and I'm genuinely, right now, I'm in a good headspace. She was like, I see like a shadow over you, like, so I guess it's like God giving me a sign that you're like, something's going on with you. And you guys know what's going on with me. Like, I've talked about it in all my videos, like how I feel about things. But, when talking to an actual person about my problems, like, it's very hard for me to do. It's very hard for me to open up, even with family members, because, like, it's just the vulnerability makes me uncomfortable. But I'm able to do it on these videos because you guys can't see my face. You guys don't know who I am. Like, you guys know me as Sato. Like, there's like a disconnect. And you guys don't know me personally in real life. To you guys, I'm just a guy on the internet you guys watch sometimes, And so it's easier for me to, sit down, find a quiet spot by myself, which is usually my car, and just like talk about my problems. It's easier for me to do that and just like, throw it up on the internet, you guys listen to it. But when I'm talking to an actual person, it's so much harder to just be vulnerable and like tell them really what's going on with you. So I told her, I was like, I'm good right now. I'm in a good headspace. I'm just working right now. So she started going on and she was like, well, I know you've hit 25 and you're getting to the point in your life when you, a lot of people are having expectations for you and you're feeling like you're not living up to that. And I just want you to know you don't have to feel worried about that. And she was saying a bunch of other Jesus stuff and praying to God and all that. And, she's a Christian woman, which is her thing. And I'm not really into all that. That's not really my cup of tea. If other people like that stuff, that's their thing. They need that. For me, I've never like, maybe when I was younger, but now it's just like I don't really mess with all that stuff. But I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll pray whatever. But her advice did help me. I'm not gonna lie. Like her telling me that like not to worry about like family expectations, where I should be in life, and stuff I don't have, which is stuff I've talked about in these videos a lot. Not feeling like I am the person I should be, or not being in a relationship, or not having a decent career. Those are things I do think about. So her telling me that really did help. It did. But it was just weird, like how these two people were telling me that they had visions of me, premonitions of me. And it got me thinking, like, is my time on this earth like limited? I wanted to talk about this because I was doing DoorDash the other night, and I was going into this intersection and I was delivering this food, and I got like this weird feeling, like this weird gut feeling. It was like, okay, after this order, just go straight home. Just go straight home. Like, you don't want to be on the road right now. And it was such a weird feeling. And, I was contemplating not even delivering it, but I was like, let me just get this delivery done. I took the delivery, and when I was driving home, I drove into another intersection, and a car was coming, and I had the green light, but they were coming like super fast, and they hit their brakes while I was in the middle of the intersection, so we almost crashed, And after that, I was like, yeah, I'm going home. I'm going home. So you never know when your time's up, man. It was just so weird that I had that gut feeling, and then I almost got into an accident. And then I have all these people around me telling me they've been thinking about me, having visions of me. Like, is my time almost up? Like, if it is, like, I can accept that, because that's something that's outside of my control. And, like I said, like, I don't worry about things that are outside of my control. I remember being younger, and I had this teacher. The concept of dying and death came up. And she was telling us, she was like, yeah, my husband does not like talking about death. Like, he gets really uncomfortable, and he just doesn't like talking about it. And I'm a kid, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, her husband is like, he hasn't accepted reality yet. Like, you have to accept that you're not going to be here one day. And that should give you all the more reason to, like, go out and pursue what you want. No matter what BS you go through, setbacks you have, like, at the end of the day, like, in the face of death, everything just seems so minuscule and, like, unimportant, I think about this a lot. Not in a morbid way, more in a way to, like, always remember that your problems aren't as bad as they appear to be, Because at the end of the day, we're all going to be in the dirt one day. Ooh. Yeah, I know this is a heavy one, guys, but yeah, I'm comfortable with death, like I am, but obviously I don't want to die, but it's like, it's outside of my control. Like, I could go to the doctors next week and they could tell me I have, like, some sort of illness, like a tumor in my brain or something. I mean, crossing fingers that, it doesn't happen. But if it did, like, I have no control over that. It's just something that just happened. And I've always thought about, like, if I were to die, like, how would you guys know that I died? And I've thought of, like, a sort of a contingency for that. And what I wanted to do was, like, pre-record a video, upload it, but, like, set it on a timer. So maybe, like, January 1st of the next year. And if I don't upload, like, let's say I died during the middle of the year and I don't upload for, like, 6 months, and then that video, it's on a timer, it'll post, and the video will be like, this is what happened to me. If this video got uploaded, then it probably means, like, I'm not here anymore, something happened to me, but, like, if I make it through the year, I'll just, like, reset it to the next year. That's what I've been thinking of doing, just in case. You never know, because, like, if I'm gone one day and I don't have, like, a backup plan like that, you guys will never know what happened to me. So I've been thinking of doing that. I probably should. I've been thinking about that for a while. And to kind of branch off, like, that Puss in Boots movie, the new one. In that movie, like, Puss in Boots, he died, like, 8 times, and he's on his last life. And the wolf was death. The wolf that was chasing him throughout the movie was death. And, Puss in Boots, he was scared to death. Like, he did not want to die. He took his life for granted. And when he finally accepted death at the end of the movie and looked death straight in its eyes, like that's when death respected him, you know? That's what you got to do. You have to, you cannot, we're all going to meet the wolf. We're all going to meet him one day. And some people, you know, like in the movie, he says like, everybody thinks they can beat me, but no one has so far. And that's true. Every single one of us has to go up against the wolf. So it's better to live your life to the fullest. Whatever you have in your mind right now, whatever you want to do right now, like I want you to start making plans to do it. Because you never know if you're going to be here next year. Okay? Just do that for me. Do that for Sato, please. I want you guys to achieve your goals. I want you guys to not be sad all the time. I know a lot of my subscribers are always like sad and like they feel like outcasts and stuff. Listen, guys, you can't just like mope around. Like, you got to move forward from the past because you don't have a lot of time left. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. If this is the wake-up call, if this is the sign for you to get up and do whatever you want to do, man, or a girl or whoever's watching. Like, just get out there, man. One of my this is the last thing I'm going to mention, but one of my favorite Suicide Boys songs is Putrid Pride. I listen to that song a lot to remind me that our time on this earth is limited. Like, the chorus goes, as the years go by, another day closer to death, time is ticking, hurry. And then it goes, all the things that you were going to do, you never did them. Now you're wondering how come I never listen whenever you're talking. Look who the fuck just walked in. And it's like, ooh, like, I love that song, man. It just goes in. It really gets you thinking, like, you don't have that much time. Tick tock, man. Tick tock. I like the part where it's like, I'll be coughing to my coffin, and in my coffin I won't toss and turn. Instead I rest, I've earned some sleep. Let me dream a sheep, release me into the deep, cover up my head with the sheet. Yeah, that song goes hard. And then it goes, as the years go by, the same fuck girls will be fucking the same fuck boys. As the years go by, the same hero you once had has been reduced to a toy. As the years go by, the drugs used to be fun, now they become a problem. As the years go by, before your life even begun, now it's coming undone. Like, that shit, it just goes hard, man. And that song just always reminds me, like, just tick tock, man, tick tock. We don't have that much time. But, you know, marinate on that and go out there and live your life. Don't be afraid to die. So, I'm out.